All right. Next up, previously I did the Dr. Mindbender wired cape with some success. As previously, I'm using it as a jeweler's wire. It's what I'm calling it. I think that's actually what it is. I don't really know what that's used for. I just got it from my mom, and she had a bunch of jeweler stuff years ago. So I'll try to look it up and see if they have it available on Amazon and post that link in the description below. So we're gonna go over Serpentor today. He actually has looks like an easier mod for this. So problem with Dr. Mindbender is that his had a break, and I'll be honest with you, it's kind of a cruddy cape. Just right off the bat, it's kind of a cruddy cape. Not my favorite accessory that they've included with these things. So yep, his goes all the way through, which A, should be easier, B, will definitely be harder. So we're going to unwind a whole bunch of this stuff, like we did in the previous video. Try to do it with some moderate finesse, so that I don't get a whole bunch of pokies. And we're going to feed it right into here. Now I was happy because it looked like his were bigger, like thread spacing. So, and it seems to be true. So this is going through, I won't say easier, but smoother. When it does go, it goes pretty well. It's also why I started with Mindbender, because I had a feeling this guy was going to be terrible. So that video was, I think, 28 minutes long. Let's see how this one goes. So this is my new method. You pinch with one set of fingers, right where you want it to stay, and then you pull slowly with the other set. And you might have to do it like that, which kind of like putting on tights that are too tight. Pinch and pull. There. Make sure we're not bunching up there. This is the dangerous part right here. We've hit the foam point. So this is where this thread part gets real tight, right around the neck, but it's only for like a little bit, on mine at least. So hopefully I could just push through it. This, unfortunately, is where no matter what you do, it just wants to bend. So as I mentioned in the previous video, don't harass people who make custom. Oh, look at that, poked through. How fun. Didn't poke through the fabric, it poked through the threading on the back, so that's at least good. Right there. See? Ta-da! Let's put something up front. Here's a Windex bottle. So it quits trying to zoom in behind it. So what we'll do here, there. If it keeps poking through there, I'm just gonna kind of jump over a section. Hopefully that works. I don't think that's necessary though. This doesn't seem like it's too tight. It's just a little bit too tight there. All right, let's straighten this out because that might be part of our problem too. It likes to go nice and smooth in there, and if we're bunching it up too much, that could be the problem. All right, we're gonna bend here. We're gonna try a wiggle technique here. Everybody's wiggling. All right. Yep, it's gonna keep doing that. It's just this one little section too that's just too tight for its own good. You got strong hands like a lick. All right, let's see what I got here. Come on. There we go. I love it. Couldn't run smooth as butter like the last chunk of this, could it? It's always got to have some problem. I'm going to try to do this. See if maybe by straightening this part out, I can squeeze it through. Nope. It just keeps bending right there. Mr. Bendis. Oh. That got us somewhere through. All right, I think I might have figured that part out. We're almost past that little skinny section. Actually, you know what? It goes kind of the whole way here, so that sucks. Just not as bad as that one spot. One spot was real tight. All right, we poke through again. Because I really want this to be internal. So that I can have the back piece held up as well. Oh, we are almost halfway there. We're going to bend this nice and smooth, and hopefully be able to just squeeze it in here. And I don't know if there's any thinner equivalent to this. This was just what I had on hand. It's got a 24 on it, so I don't know if that's like a 24 gauge. I don't think so. It could be. So they got bigger gauges, because I think gauges work the opposite. That might be better. But when you do that, it's going to not be as strong. Definitely would not recommend any sort of copper. Copper's not really going to work too well on this. So if you see that, copper will just bend the second you look at it. Yeah, copper. Yeah, see. We might have to pop it out because I think I've hit an end. Till it gets to about here, it's real tight. It stinks. It stinks. Oof. So much work for like just a little bit of length on that. Jeez. And I am making headway. I'm officially halfway there. And I was kind of wondering if heating this up would help, but I think that would just make the water, or sorry, like if I made it wet or something and heated it, I don't know. I don't really know fabrics that well to know if that would help or hurt. I gotta get a fan in here. This is stuffy. Stuffy, stuffy, stuffy. Chunk through that. Yep, it popped through. I'm just going to pull some of this through just to have it through. There. Oof. And that's actually fine. That's a good midpoint. Just look at how bent this thing's getting on the end. And once you get too bent, it stops like staying how I want it. So I'm gonna nip a little end off like that so that it doesn't so that it can re-enter here a little better. We're just gonna skip a little bit. That's the problem with metal is especially bendy metal. If you bend it too much, it just starts turning into almost liquid at a point. That's how those guys used to do the like the fork and spoon, the silverware magic tricks, where they would bend them. They would just get them super malleable, so all it took was just a little bit of heat. You can get gallium metal as well, but that's a little harder to fake. But they just get it, bend it to the point where it's just nothing. And that's like stainless steel and stuff they could do that with. So this is gonna make short work of this guy. All right, get in there. This way I don't have to worry about the entire thing pulling back out. At least that's my thought process behind it. And it should, for the most part, keep the backup regardless of whether it's in that one spot or not. Alright, we're poking through that side. I feel like I'm like doing some intravenous, like taking some of the blood or something here. Sorry about the shaking of that. Trying to get like the vein. I gotta get this wire in the vein. So I did get it this far. I think I might do the same thing I did for Dr. Mindbender, but instead of tying it there, I'm going to tie it behind him, so I can do this, and then I will cut this portion off and go backwards, because it's kind of dumb. So we're going to stretch that out, go there to there, and then there to up there. Should be good. Because like literally this is making my back hurt. Because I gotta bend over this whole time. Trying to shove it in here. So I'm gonna shove this end in the back. If you're still with me, thanks. I know this isn't the most exciting video, and sure a better videographer would have edited and time-lapsed, but that is not me. I'm real good at doing stuff, not so good at editing. Like, I get real envious when I find other YouTubers have literal editors that do that work. It's like, oh, that would be bliss. Because I could make like 100 videos in a month, easy. If it was just like, here's the video, upload it, do whatever you need to. Yeah, so this is a little pain in the butt. I don't know if you can see that. This side has like a double stitch on the end, and I don't know if it's an intentional one or not, but I gotta push through it to get this guy in. There we go. Oh. We got quite a bit through on this side. And this is where it starts hitting that real tightly done area. You might have a luckier, or you might have a worse one, so just putting that out there. Don't expect this to be exactly like this, but maybe you'll get lucky and you'll have a wide open space for it, if you decide to even do this. What's weird is that I haven't seen anybody doing like custom capes for these really. Probably because they're more limited run. And that's how I work with my customs. People ask me that all the time. How come you don't make a custom of this one character that 3 people got to buy in San Diego? It's like, well, you do it for the masses. I'm not gonna spend all that time making a custom part for a figure that only 1,000 people got, you know? Because out of 1,000 people, 10 might want the part, if that. So then I just wasted all that time, and I sold 10, and it didn't even make up the time that I spent making it. So yeah, if you want to commission me to make a part, that is perfectly fine, but you will be paying for the $1 per hour rate. I actually had one once where a guy commissioned me to make a part for an old thing, and I ended up putting it on Shapeways, right? And I made so much money on the part, so that was a good idea. I ended up just sending the dude the thing for free. So there's that too. So it was like he could have been paying $50, $200, you know, for me to make a part. But since it since it sold well, I didn't have to do that. It was like a gun or something for some guy. I think it was a Thunder, not Thunder Clash. What's his name? Thunderwing guns. Wanted him to look like the old Marvel comic book. Oh, woof. You know what? I say that, but we are further than we were on the other one right now. So fingers crossed that this comes and does it just as easy, if not easier. I've only got like, what, an inch left. I got to push through here. And then Serpentor will have his, I don't think they're ever going to live that down. Serpentor. I mean, I get it. They have guys who are just there to hype everything up, but they don't, if they say Optimus Prime or something like that, I'm going to be like, what? Who? What are you talking about? Alright. Let's try and bend this a little bit crisper here. Got that. Ta-da! And remember, if you can't do this on your own, you can always pay someone to do it. So, I probably should have got this before, but I would like to use my needle nose pliers on this part to tighten this so that this doesn't get loose on me again. We're just going to put it back here for now. And see how it fits. Serpentor. Oh, that's perfect. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about that little bit in the back. I'm just going to cut it. This little bit annoying is he's getting kind of loose. I haven't really messed with this character too much since I put it in the area that I keep it, in a detolf. He's getting kind of loose. It's a little perturbing there. Now I don't know if I want to keep this middle. I should probably put this on the screen, huh? So you guys can see it. So I don't know if I'm going to put this, if I'm going to keep it so that I can push the middle piece up. I haven't decided on that yet. But for now, what we'll do is we'll do this. Push this end in. Push this end in. Push this end up. So now you can have him in some crazier poses. I don't think I'm gonna go through and actually, because what you can do is just tie it off here, and then you don't have to worry about seeing it, but I don't really care. I just want it to be able to hold this up, and having this extra piece in the middle allows it to get kind of a little bit of a flare there. Ta-da! Thank you, Jeweler's Wire. Pretty sure that's what that stuff's called. I will try to find some and put it in a link in the description. It is definitely worth taking a look at minimally. If you can find a higher gauge, meaning a larger number, because with gauges, larger numbers mean smaller diameters. If you can find a larger gauge, you can actually, or smaller gauge, I don't remember how that goes either, but if you can find that, then it might swing in there a little easier. But realistically, it should be okay with 24. I believe that's what this is, hence the 24 on it. Ta-da! So now I've got Serpentor all caped up with Dr. Mindbender. Cool. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, especially comment, because I need criticisms. And if you're an editor of videos and you want to get in on the ground floor of my multi-level marketing, please hit me up. Oh, I had to get a drink. Until next time, I'm Alpha Magnus. These are toys.